Yeah, it's about data-bound dashboards. And this talk dedicated to Michael Hughes. Okay, it's about yet another portfolio management system called GAMA. Until recently, GAMA had just very solid spreadsheet-based interface. It was several attempts to implement graphics, business graphics, more precise graphics, but actually all of them failed. The last incarnation of that failed with 32 bits GAMA because it was based on ActiveX, and we couldn't use ActiveX in 64-bit implementation. So our clients was left with exporting data to Excel and using the usual Excel stuff to do what they want. And it's exactly the tendency we would like to change very much. At the same time, we didn't have a clear understanding how all that visualization should look for portfolio managers and financial analytics, because that precise graphics seems never was interesting for them. Business graphics, as we used to that, also was not interesting at all. So they were looking, it looks like, they were looking for some kind of visualization which is complete, which is intuitive, and which is immediate, which would give them impression of their performance, or their actually investment performance, at a grasp, and preferably with some dynamics, whatever it is in that case. Right. Of course, we were aware about dashboard existence, but that stuff looked abundantly complex to implement, in particular a system like GAMA, particularly in Dyalog APL. Because if we use Dyalog functions, it's going to be a too-long project. If we use third-party packages, the data interface is going to be extremely complex. So, what I'm about to speak happened this summer when I stumbled again on dashboard implementation in DevExpress. We use it for quite a while for other things, and well, I had some time, I just tried. And that time, it took me several hours to have APL code which implemented dashboard based on SQL data source. And this is what I actually about to show you. It was step number 1, the origin of everything. So it looked like that. And PDF document was created from the same code. I sent it to our sales staff, and the staff got extremely excited about all that. Unfortunately, GAMA doesn't use SQL database. I might export data from GAMA to a Microsoft SQL database, and then using the tables create dashboard, but this approach doesn't look sexy at all. So, I started investigation. That controls from DevExpress could use not only SQL-based data sources, but also lab cubes and some other things. Along with that, it was mystical object data source. Well, in the code provided in samples, it looked very simple. I tried it in Dyalog and simply didn't work. I ended absolutely nothing. But that time, our sales staff started to knock on my door 24 hours a day, asking for, we want more of that. So, it was the 7th of August this year when I called Morten asking for help. I sent him some samples I made, and the reply was, okay, send us this stuff. We will see what's possible. And then it was just complete miracle. Next day, John sent me a message with a sample. Object data source, it's simple. You should do that, that, and then use our new matrix data binding, or you use namespace data binding. It works as well. So, and it took me about a day just to integrate, maybe a little bit more, to integrate that into GAMA, which is a very complex environment. And let me show you what I got. Here is GAMA, and these are total portfolio screens, lots of data. Total portfolio. And that's it. Unfortunately, again, it's a little bit, well, I used to use huge monitors, but okay. But anyway, we have 6 portfolios here. For each portfolio, we have portfolio value. We have sparkline, which shows us portfolio value in time for the interval we selected. We have portfolio yield, and for the interval it shows it for each portfolio separately. And to the right we have complete spreadsheet, which actually reflects what's available in GAMA. The implementation was really easy, and now GAMA can create what's called object data source for every spreadsheet, for every module inside itself. And we can not only visualize any of those object data sources, but a collection of them, all of them if you wish. It makes sense. Not only that, we can add data sources SQL based. So actually, it's unlimited choice of visualization available now. If I had a connection to our server in St. Petersburg, which recalculates portfolio data in real time, the data underneath the dashboards would be changed accordingly, and then the meters you probably saw or didn't saw, which like car dashboards show the performance getting up and down based on the prices coming from the stock exchanges and portfolio recalculated accordingly. Right. Probably enough for demonstration. The code. Show me the code. Okay. And this is the function which does all the visualization. Usually using stuff. Then we create the form. Then we add a dashboard control, some parameters. We create data source if it's not created already. We load dashboard if we need it, and this is all. It's all APL code available for that implementation. Okay. Right. Two things worth to mention. It's probably this one. Load data. It's the function which loads data into the control. There is another one which is reload data. It's even more simple than this one. Right, but I could, if Michael's here, he should probably ask me about two things. Show me the data, and what the hell that XML loading is doing here. This one. Okay, let's take it one by one. The data, how we provide it. Main function, which also, how many of rows? Yeah, exactly 45 rows long. What we have here, this is the function which loads data from the spreadsheet. Here we replace data, and it gives the values, column headers, and column types. Here we just replace types with .NET types. then we should take care personally about date information, because it should be updated to the date time type acceptable but .NET. Then we create, if required, a namespace underneath the dashboard and copy all the data and some functions into it. And that's it. We write or show or create function about it later. And that's all. Now XML. XML, it's a file which looks like the following. This one. And I never look inside it seriously, indeed. Well, Mike Hughes could tell me what's the catch then, because you just replace that blood and sweat dealing with XAML with this similar one for XML. Yeah, but I don't create that. I simply don't know what's inside that, because DevExpress provides not only viewer, they also provide the designer. And the designer looks like that. Let me show you APL code again. And maybe I have it open. Yeah, I have it open. It is not much bigger. This is all. So same stuff. We create data source if it is not created. We create a dashboard. We connect it to the form. We add data sources, and we just show a dialog. And now look how the designer is working here. Just go to APL again. Back to the interface. New dashboard. This is the designer. And here we select data source we would like to deal with. If it is enough data sources, we can go here and add data sources. For example, we just quantify. We use, say, something like portfolio value. Do we have it? Yeah. Okay, valuation value. Based on portfolio name. That's it. A very absolutely simple dashboard. What we do next? We go here, save as. Done. Then you take that file we just created, ship to the customer. They open it and get exactly what you want. Right. So what is that all about? Not about APL really. Not about Developer Express. It could be any. I think it's plenty of controls like that at the market. It's about time, money, and fun. The time. The project started on the 7th of August. Between that date and the date today, I had a holiday with the family in Denmark for 2 weeks. Considering all my duties, usual duties, the total development time took only 1 man week. Money. Considering the code development time 1 week, it's a pretty efficient project. However, it's not the point. Considering the price of the software we used, it's also not a big deal, because this kind of I'm finished. Just 1 minute. Well, it's $2,000, and you have it forever, royalty free. And this is not the point either. The point is that since now we don't have to design any dashboard ourselves, or write any APL code to support that ourselves. We just ship it to customer, let them compete for the best dashboard they could. We could attract consultants, and they will compete to design portals of dashboard, because what I showed you is just banana vanilla ones. And all that is available, I think, because Dyalog now set priorities properly. Yeah, if before Dyalog looked like Chinese cuisines, sweet and sour all the time. Now it's a fine restaurant. Not only you can get a fine meal, but you can go to the cellar and get appropriate wine for your meal, and the choice is plenty. Thank you, guys.